but it's, you know, just relaxed and whatever. So hopefully,
Yeah.
hurrah!
We are on. Gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't know
That's
what
all right. That was, yeah, this was the third attempt. Obviously, I think your own video, I could, there's, if I go on to your video, I can't add it to the series. So anyway,
I'm going to
introduce
kick you on
yourself,
there.
introduce us, and tell us who you are and what you make and sell. There we go.
Yes, okay. So thank you for having me, and I'm really, really sorry
That's
for
all
all the
right.
trouble. I don't know what happened there. I'm Nicole. Hello, and I'm from Poetry in Petals. So I run a urban micro flower farm, which makes me a cut flower grower, artisan florist, and I grow everything, and then I sell bouquets, and I also do workshops.
Okay. Fantastic. And why did you set up your business? And also, how did you come up with your business name?
So I set up my business because about 7 years I experienced a really tragic loss, and it was something that really changed my life forever. And I needed, on my way back to life and love and hope, you start wanting to be intentional and living really intentionally. And so I wanted to do something that mattered. I wanted to do something that was beautiful, to show that life is beautiful, it's full of hope and full of love. And I couldn't think of anything better than to do something with flowers. And I wanted to be involved with people and show people that they matter, they're loved, and they're seen. And so that's how I did it. And I came up with the name with my sister, my older sister. We were brainstorming the names, and I gave her my brief on why I wanted to do it. And we realized they were messages. And because they were messages, poetry speaks of love, and so that's how it was born, and Poetry in Petals was born.
Fantastic. That's really beautiful. That's lovely. And also, isn't it, it's that, you know, if you have a loss, that, you know, flowers are, you know, it's growth. It's what, you know, at the moment I'm so excited with my veg and the flowers growing, and you know, I'm watering this morning going, oh, look at you, and you know, having to put, you know, take them outside and watching something grow and develop is quite beautiful, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good for the soul. So where are you based, and whereabouts is your workspace? I can see you're in it at the moment. It looks beautiful.
Yes, I am at the moment. It's really beautiful and sunny.
Yeah.
It's so great to be outside and outdoors. So my workspace is at home, and I have a really large garden. So I grow everything in my garden and from my garden. And then my studio is here underneath a open conservatory. I love it here because it's a little bit chilly in the mornings, but it's great to be here because I'm really inspired by the garden. My style is wild and garden and wildly romantic. So I love to look outside and see what nature's doing, so that when I'm curating and making my bouquets, I've got my inspiration right in front of me. It also helps me keep my blooms quite cool. And if I'm missing just that perfect flower, I can just pop over and grab it and snip it and add it in to make it perfection.
The sound of the birds there, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Just
it is. It is.
Beautiful.
And sing me songs all day.
Yeah. So have you a favourite kind of art or something that you like to create, and why have you chosen it? But probably you've got lots because of through the seasons, haven't you?
I do. And it was a really hard question for me. It's right up there when people ask me what's my favorite flower. But I think for now, due to what we've gone through with the pandemic, I love my little jam jar flowers that I started out of lockdown, which I've called a hug in a jar. Kate Avery coined that name, and I just absolutely loved it, because that's exactly what it is. It's your floral hug that you get to give to people that you haven't been able to see or touch. And once again, it's giving those messages of love. And I've loved being a part of that. I've loved being able to go out and know that I'm making these bouquets for people so that they can feel loved where their loved ones weren't able to get to them. So that's for my favorite right now, is the floral hug.
It's lovely. Yesterday with my fudge talking to Georgina, and you know, she was sending her hugs by fudge, you know, and it's just all of those stories of, you know, in lockdown, of the way that we've been able to send. We have not been able to physically hug, but we can hug somebody by sending them flowers or something to eat, or something to, you know, taste, smell. It's quite, Yeah, it's really lovely.
It is.
So have you been working on anything new this year? I suppose it's constant
Well,
with
yeah,
you,
I
isn't it?
think
Yeah.
it kind of fell into place this year, and I have been working into it. I've got into contact with some care homes,
Yeah.
and I'm going into there because I really exactly what you were speaking about.
Yeah.
I'm really passionate about healthy living, about sustainability, and about
Sure.
mental health and well-being.
Yep.
I really believe that flowers matter. It's been proven that they lower our stress level,
Yeah.
that they help our mood. They really change the way we think and our concentration. And I've had a wonderful opportunity to be able to go into these care homes. And
Wow.
actually, what I'm trying to do is bring the markets to them. So
Wow.
actually, I bring a whole lot of my flowers, and then they get to choose the flowers that they'd like to use and put
Yeah.
into their little jam jars. And it's beautiful because it helps with their memory.
Yeah.
You know, they say that scent and fragrance is your longest form of memory. So that's why I think we all want to take a bouquet, and we instantly put our nose into it. And what I
Yeah.
love about the seasonal flowers that is grown here is that all my flowers have really great fragrance. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great. It's been wonderful. So that's what's new for me and what I'm really enjoying doing.
That's really lovely. I mean, I'd imagine, you know, probably in the last year with care homes and not being able to do things, you know, I imagine, you know, before that, you know, people would rock up and play music to them and, you know, and sing and do things like you're doing and haven't been able to. So it's so lovely to be able to do that. I remember a few years ago, a couple of years ago, we had a Christmas market and I was given a 7-foot Christmas tree, like you do. And I gave it to this dementia charity, and which was lovely. They all came along to the event. I got all the stallholders to give something, which then went to their event they were having, and then I personally took the tree, and it was so lovely to spend time with these people. I went and saw all the people that came to our event, and it was just very humbling thing to do, but it felt good that we were able to do something for them, isn't it? Give back as well. Give back to other
Absolutely.
people.
Yeah,
And
I think I would find it a privilege to be what my hope is to become their resident florist, because I
yeah,
think I have to do some high teas with them and teach them how to do floral arranging. These really beautiful,
yeah,
you know, elderly ladies that lived in a different world to us, and
yeah.
kind of want to kind of recreate that for them and allow them to enjoy their days, you know, and actually live the way they used to, in a way, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, there's lots to be done there, which is really great.
And also, isn't it? I suppose, you know, I think so many people think, oh, old people, they're whatever. But no, I bet you'll learn, you know, so much from these
Oh,
old
they've got
people.
lots of stories.
Yeah, there's lots of stories.
To keep you laughing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember with a couple of ladies there, they were just hilarious. You know, the things
Yeah,
that
they
they would
are.
say to me. And because of the dementia thing, I was like, she was sat watching TV, and I said, well, "What are you watching?" She said, "I'm not watching anything. It's just there." And I was like, "Okay." I'm just trying to make confident. It
I
was
know,
like,
I
"Yeah,
think
the
you get
telly's
to
on.
that
I'm not
point.
watching it." Yeah.
Yeah, you get to that point. They're at that point where they actually don't care anymore. And then you can really have real conversations, which I
Yeah,
love.
they just let it all out, don't they? So, as you know, that we have an ethos about customer service, about being friendly, creative, and unique. Is there an ethos, a saying, or something that you kind of abide by, that you kind of work with?
Yes, the one that my ethos is grown, not flown.
I like
And
that.
so what that ultimately means is it starts with clean soil.
Yeah,
And actually, you know, that everything is hand sowed. I've spoken over them,
yeah,
I've prayed over them and blessed them and asked, and I've given them space to grow. Space in the beds, and space in the time, because I grow things that grow in the right season.
yeah,
It's part of the slow movement, and so I'm really passionate about slow flowers,
yeah,
and it's just all the way through to the premium product
yeah,
that you receive at the end of that journey. And so yeah, that's you know,
yeah.
it's environmentally friendly, it's community based. I'm really big on community and local, so that's the ethos that I
And also, like with a lot of the people that I speak to as well, you are paying for time. You know, you're taking the time that gets to grow the flowers, and you know, you know, instantly there's so many people who are in this I want it now, and you know,
Yeah.
it's quite nice to actually have a seed of Brussels sprouts and thinking, come December, I'm going to have Brussels sprouts. At the moment, it's this big, but you know,
Yeah.
and tomatoes from seeds and all of that. But now this year, I've been able to everything from seed, and it's really exciting to think,
Rewarding, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. My
And it's
dream
also,
this year.
it just shows you I'm so passionate about living in the season and
Yes,
enjoying the season. And
yes,
for me, it's flowers, and there are just as beautiful flowers that are growing now as the ones that you want all year round. And
yes,
actually, I want, it's that education, exactly what you're saying about time. It's a privilege to have a
yes,
seasonal bouquet.
yes,
It's a privilege to have clean, well grown, healthy, chemical free flowers, and
yeah,
whatever it is that is the slow movement, if
yeah,
it's clothing, if it's food, it's a privilege, and it should
yeah,
be treated that way and enjoyed. That
yeah,
premium, it's a privilege,
yeah.
and it's
I
a
mean,
privilege to grow them.
one of my jobs, actually, I was a wedding coordinator one time, and you know, and it was funny with the brides, and I want these flowers, I want this flower, and like, well, yeah,
Yes.
if you want those, you're going to have to pay for it because they're not in season, and you know,
No,
and it was lovely.
no,
Yeah,
they're not.
yeah, and it was lovely because when it came to summertime, the amount of sunflowers that would be used for bouquets, and it would
Yeah.
just be that short snap, and then you know, a couple of
And then
weeks,
they're
and then
gone.
boom, gone. You know, and it used to be really nice. But yeah, those brides, I'm having this, I'm having that, and it's like, well,
And then, they don't last, even for
no,
the wedding. It's the way, it's the stress behind them, because
yeah,
they're not meant to be in
yeah,
that time, in that season. Whereas the other flowers that are supposed to be blooming, they just last so long.
yeah,
They look beautiful all the time. They perform well in the vase and the arches, and,
yeah,
just have a much better photo at the end of the day.
yes, exactly,
With
yeah,
your memory. So, yeah, it wins all the time. Yeah. So,
yeah.
yeah,
So, what are your sort of goals and dreams for this year? Would you say?
oh, I'm a simple girl now. I think my goals are to be I was thinking about that, and honestly, my goal is to be a great wife, to
Yeah,
be a really good mum, and to show my children that when you work hard, you can
yeah,
produce something really beautiful. And so I want to be the best flower farmer that I can. I want to
yeah,
I want to never stop learning. So this year is about learning more
yeah,
about the slow movement, more about growing really well and
yeah.
creating a really good product.
Fantastic.
And I want to put as many messages of these love, and that people feel loved, seen, and that they matter. And I want Poetry in Petals in every home, so that people can feel that way. So that's the goal. It's a small one, but
Lovely.
that's
That's a
it.
really lovely goal, isn't it? No, it's lovely. And I like the thing you're talking about a mum, and you know, you're probably thinking, well, I've done my bit and I've raised my children and whatever. And now I'm going to do something, you know, as well, isn't it? It's still
Yeah.
being a mother, but doing as a business
Yeah.
of, you know, still
And it's
growing
showing
and
your children that it's all,
yeah,
they're my motivation, they're why I do it. And so I want them to see that work hard, that, that if you work hard, you can produce something beautiful.
yeah. It's very different now to how when we were children. I think so many children now are very privileged and very lucky, and I think, you know, there's a lot of things that they don't understand that we've had, where we've got to in our life, isn't it, of kind of understanding
Absolutely.
the kind of, yeah, and it's nice to,
Absolutely, there's so much that we can, and I think even the slow movement, because we've even lost the, that conversation. What we're doing right now is such a
yeah,
lost art, in a way of being able to converse and chat and take
yeah,
time. And when you're out in the garden and they're out there with me, you have those conversations, and exactly what you just said, where you planted the seed and you have to wait.
yeah,
You have to wait until
yeah,
something happens, and that's
yeah,
foreign to them.
yeah. And it's also
But
when the
when they
seeds,
see it, they
yeah,
realize, that actually, good
yeah,
things come to those that wait, isn't it?
yeah,
So it's just
def-
beautiful, beautiful lessons that they're
definitely,
learning along the way.
definitely.
Weeding
Yeah,
as well. They're not, they're not that pleased with me about that, but it's all part and parcel.
I think as well, it wasn't till last year, and then, you know, in lockdown, of actually, I really, really appreciate the seasons now. I didn't before. I am, you know, the age I'm at, I'm almost like naughty boy. But now I really get it, and I understand. And spring is here, and this is all happening, and everything comes alive again, and it goes to sleep in the winter, and you know, and the colours that you can still get in the garden. in winter time, because it's beautiful as it all happens now, isn't it? It's like you look at the garden,
Absolutely.
go, wow, it's all mad and crazy, and then it slows down, and you know, but you can still bring those colours in, and that's what I'm learning. And just the seasons are very, and you know, what you're eating as well. My dream this year is to eat a salad that I've grown in the garden. I mean,
yes,
I can't wait
show
for
us
that.
your efforts. That would be amazing.
It'll be good.
Potatoes, and we're going to have our potatoes for our Thanksgiving dinner and our Christmas dinner. So that's in the garden now, and we're going to have our potatoes.
And do you know what? One of my when the weather's lovely, one of my top things is a lovely cold glass of white wine. And you go and pick the peas from the pod. They don't make it indoors, straight from the pod. It is just heaven. It's just the best taste ever.
It is. You can't beat it. You just can't.
Yeah, exactly. So who would you say is your support network?
Well, I've got a great family, and you know, mum and dad, and my husband. He's just my absolute rock. He's he's the one who's out there, and any idea I have, he's knocking it up for me and making sure that all the beds and everything are made. And I just absolutely love him for it. I couldn't do without him. I've also recently, during lockdown, managed to get in touch with really great businesswomen, which, you know, who are doing all different things, but we're all solopreneurs, and we're doing it together and encouraging each other. So that's been really wonderful. I've had Kate Avery, who's a florist, who's held my hand and helped me with the floristry. I've had Olivia Cryer, who is brilliant with words. And, you know, they're just those people that you can talk to, and they spur you on, which makes all the difference. And it's amazing. I'm also part of Flowers from the Farm, which is also a beautiful organization where, you know, they're just florists and farmers who are in it together and encouraging each other. And it's made the world of difference for me. I couldn't do without it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I'm working on this workshop thing, and one of my things in it was about, you know, don't be alone of what you're doing. You know, you're doing what you're doing, but you think, there are lots of different groups to join, people who are the same as you. Almost, you know, your competitors can almost be your friends as well. You're both, you know,
I trained with Florette, who she's the guru. She's the ultimate flower farmer, and she's based in America. And she said, which set me free, where she said there is more than enough customers. Don't feel like you're in competition with everyone. Give your secrets away. Talk to people. Find your people. And it's amazing, you know. And I got that also from flowers. You know, they don't compete, they just bloom. And I think we can all be like that. You know, we don't need to be in competition. There's more than enough customers. There's more than enough. Everybody, you know, it's not that you just got to hold it. You know, I think when you hold it closely, it's when you close yourself down to opportunities. You really, really do. It's all about networking. It's all about community, which is like your ethos, which I absolutely love.
Thank you. Yeah. And Emma here, who's a good friend of mine, her one of the things, and I hashtag it, is community, not competition. This year, you know, it's such a great thing, and there's so many things that I try to do to work together instead of competing. You know, let's work together. And you know, even Hello Dorking, which is a Dorking artisan market, they've got their artisan market starting, and they've just done a lovely piece about us as well. And you know, when our events are happening, there'll be the artisan market. Instead of being against each other, let's work together. Let's give Dorking, when they come to our event, they can walk down the road and see all these amazing shops that are open, and hopefully on the days that we have our events, I'm just saying, please be open, because we're doing all of this, and then, you know, afterwards they can go to the artisan markets. They can go to these brand new shops that have opened, and these beautiful coffee shops, and see what Dorking is all about, and, you know, really shouting that about other businesses as well, which I think is really, really important, isn't it? So
absolutely.
So what events are you doing this year?
So I'm going to be with you. I'm at the Dorking Halls. I'm going to be doing the summer market. I'm so excited. I can't believe it's just around the corner. It's come so quickly.
I know.
I'm so excited for that. And then I think I'm in the autumn one with you as well, and the Christmas market, which is going to be really, really exciting. Yeah.
Well, what's lovely as well with you know, with you as well, isn't it? Where you are spread out is each time there'll be different things there. You know, Christmas, it can be the whole Christmas wreaths. You can, you know, there's different things. So it's not going to be the same, and all the flowers and everything that you're growing.
Yes,
if
there's
really
a change
nice.
every season, I'm going to look different. I really want to weave flowers into the fabric of everyday life. And so, you know, Poetry in Petals is going to be the moving kind of rainbow full of flowers. And it's just really exciting. I want to be the people that you come and have a look and you mark your seasons by what flowers are growing. How exciting. So the market is such a beautiful venue to express that they see the difference every time there is a market, that they're looking for something new, but with flowers.
And there's also in the June one, I can see it already. There's so many different people of different, how you could collaborate with other people, what you talk about as well. And then we've got like an amazing person with their calligraphy and their notebooks and things they do.
Yes.
You might be able to combine something with that, so that when you have the flowers, there's the lovely notebooks and things like that. So it all gets really personal. All those things, you know, that you know, you guys are there to do that. I'm not telling people to collaborate, but I think
we're creatives. We'll get our juices flowing. Don't you worry.
Exactly. You know, and it's like I say, because with the June event before that, we're all going to have a little bit of a Zoom chat, just so that we can all say hello to each other, because it is, you know, it is on the day that I want to, you know, you've got that time before it starts, but a lot of people with the shopping bit as well, which you know, if you've got somebody else or you can man your store, you can then go and see what other people are doing. You know, which is really exciting. So the last question, did you like the shirt I put on? It was especially for you today.
Well done. I love it.
Yes. This is going to be used it was used in a photo shoot when we do the styling, and I was gonna wear it to a wedding fair last year, but it was just before COVID hit and I didn't wear it, so it was nice to put it back on today. I thought Poetry in Petals, there we go. Yeah, I don't theme all of them.
Okay, sing it on Poetry in Petals.
So why did you choose to work with Curated by Dapper Suave?
I think I absolutely love your ethos. I love that you're friendly and that you're community and you know, it's you really come across as authentic and real. And I just thought it was no better place than to, you know, I thought it was absolute perfect fit for Poetry in Petals, because you know, my whole brand is authentic and real, and I just felt that it was just such a perfect fit, in that we're both community and we're friendly and we want to actually do something that's real and authentic. And so I thought it was, you know, it was a no-brainer for me. I just had to be part of it.
Brilliant. No, it's really good to talk to you. It was quite funny at the beginning. The video got cancelled and then back on again. It was quite funny.
And I was devastated. I was desperate to speak to you. So thank you for persevering. I don't know what happened.
Fine. And tomorrow we are joined with Rachel by Thompson and Pooch, and who's just before this of saying that she's really nervous about doing this. And I'd say to her, you know, watch this. Honestly, there's no problem whatsoever. You know, it's just us talking. I kind of, by doing this, I'm really engaging of how people are and just sort of picking up if they are nervous. And I know when people are nervous, believe it or not. Yesterday, Oh My Fudge, I had to almost beg her to do it. And she was great, you know, and there's been a few other people that have been nervous. And I kind of pick up on that. But that's when I, you know, relax. And with, you know, just if Rachel watching this as well, I saw you, she had some beautiful earrings on and videoed herself. That's all you're doing is talking to the camera. There's nothing to be, just keep doing that. We'll talk about your earrings. I'll get you relaxed. It's fine. Because I want her to be here tomorrow. So, you know, and everyone has done it. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we will be joining her tomorrow.
My first one, and so thank you for making me feel so relaxed. I really did.
Cool. Excellent. And like I say, the video will go out onto Instagram. It'll go onto Facebook and then onto our YouTube channel. So you can go and have a look at Nicol and what she's all up to and everything there. And obviously you can see her in June, which is
Yeah.
fast upon us, which is great, isn't it? So really exciting. So I'm off to go and buy a new laptop. I thought I'm going to treat myself because I need to get all my bits together, and doing stuff on an iPad is driving me insane. And I'm using the word "oh my fudge." It's our new swear word. Oh my fudge. I love it. Yeah. It's going to be used quite a bit now. Rob actually did it earlier. It was quite funny. Walked into a chair and said it. So, yeah. So yeah, really great to see you. And we're back tomorrow with Rachel from Thompson and Hooch. You will be here. All right. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. All right, then. Bye bye. Bye.